Welcome to Have You Read It, the channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today we're diving into a book that's all about leveling up your success. What Got You Here Won't Get You There, by Marshall Goldsmith, with Mark Ryder. This isn't your typical self-help book. It's not about climbing the ladder from zero to hero. It's for those already on the ladder, maybe even near the top, but feeling stuck, or realizing their climb has stalled, or worse, is about to send them tumbling down. Goldsmith, a leading executive coach, argues that often the very habits and behaviors that propelled us to a certain level of success can become our biggest roadblocks to further growth. It's a fascinating paradox, and one that resonates with anyone who's achieved a certain level of accomplishment and then plateaued. The book starts by introducing the concept of a personal "you are here" map, similar to those found in shopping malls. Successful people often lose sight of their position on this map, becoming unaware of how their behavior impacts those around them. Goldsmith uses real-world examples of successful individuals, a CEO, a magazine editor, a financial consultant, each with career-damaging interpersonal challenges. These examples aren't meant to be character assassinations. These are good people, talented people, successful people, but they are making mistakes that are holding them back, and they often don't see these problems or don't want to see them. The key is they can fix them, but first they must see that a problem exists. He emphasizes the importance of feedback in reorienting ourselves on this map, suggesting it's the most effective tool for highlighting our blind spots and showing us where we truly are. Goldsmith's work focuses on using 360-degree feedback. He gets input from all levels: bosses, peers, subordinates, even family members. Then he confronts his clients with the often unvarnished truth of how their behavior is perceived. The goal is not to make them feel bad. It's to show them that despite their success, there is room for improvement. This is a critical first step, and one many people resist. Why change what's working? But Goldsmith argues what got you here won't get you there. He then guides his clients through a process of change, beginning with apologies to those affected by their behavior. He calls apologies a cleansing ritual, erasing past baggage and forcing closure. Apologies aren't admissions of deep moral failing. They're simply acknowledgments of mistakes made. "I'm sorry. I'll try to do better." That's it, nothing else. No excuses, no justifications, just "I'm sorry." This, by the way, is a key takeaway that we'll come back to later. Next step, advertising. You have to tell people that you're trying to change. They won't notice it on their own. Remember cognitive dissonance. People's perceptions of us are fixed, locked in. To change that perception, you can't just behave differently. You have to announce it, and keep announcing it, and then follow up. Check in regularly with your colleagues to find out how you're doing. This is crucial. Goldsmith stresses that people don't get better without follow-up. It not only provides a measure of progress, it reminds people that you're still trying to improve. And more important, it reminds you that you're still trying to improve. Finally, he introduces the concept of feed forward, his special sauce for soliciting advice on future improvement. It's a simple process. Pick a behavior to change, describe it to a colleague, ask for 2 suggestions, listen, say thank you, repeat. Feed forward eliminates the negativity of traditional feedback because it focuses on the future, not the past. It's about solutions, not problems. A key part of Goldsmith's approach is understanding why successful people resist change. He highlights 4 core beliefs that drive success, but also make it difficult to adapt. I have succeeded. This belief in our skills and talent is essential for confidence, but can lead to overestimation of our contributions and a resistance to criticism. I can succeed. This belief in our ability to make things happen can morph into an inflated sense of control and a denial of luck or external factors. I will succeed. This unshakable optimism fuels our ambition, but can also lead to overcommitment and an inability to prioritize change. I choose to succeed. This emphasis on self-determination can make us resistant to changing behavior, as it feels like betraying our true selves. These beliefs, coupled with our tendency to confuse correlation and causality, I behave this way and I'm successful, therefore I must be successful because I behave this way, create a superstition trap. We cling to behaviors we believe are essential to our success, even when they're holding us back. Goldsmith explores the idea of natural law in the context of change. People will only change if it's in their best interests. And these interests are easy to identify in successful people: money, power, status, and popularity. The key is finding the individual's hot button and framing change in terms of that self-interest. The core of the book focuses on identifying and addressing 20 specific behavioral habits that hinder success. These aren't flaws of skill or intelligence, but rather interpersonal challenges that create friction in the workplace. Let's go through them quickly, one at a time. 1. Winning too much. The need to win at all costs, even when it's trivial or counterproductive. 2. Adding too much value. The constant urge to add our 2 cents, diminishing others' ownership of ideas. 3. Passing judgment. Critiquing others' opinions, especially when they're trying to help us. 4. Making destructive comments. Thoughtless or sarcastic remarks that damage relationships. 5. Starting with no, but, or however, negating others' ideas before even considering them. 6. Telling the world how smart we are, boasting about our knowledge, insulting others' intelligence. 7. Speaking when angry, using emotional outbursts as a management tool. 8. Negativity, or let me explain why that won't work, sharing unsolicited negative thoughts. 9. Withholding information, hoarding knowledge to maintain power or control. 10. Failing to give proper recognition, depriving others of the emotional payoff of success. 11. Claiming credit that we don't deserve, stealing others' accomplishments. 12. Making excuses, blaming external factors for our shortcomings. 13. Clinging to the past, using past experiences to deflect blame or justify current behavior. 14. Playing favorites, rewarding sycophants at the expense of genuine contributors. 15. Refusing to express regret, inability to apologize or admit wrongdoing. 16. Not listening, a passive-aggressive form of disrespect. 17. Failing to express gratitude, a basic lack of manners. 18. Punishing the messenger, attacking those who bring bad news. 19. Passing the buck, blaming others for our mistakes. 20. An excessive need to be me, exalting our flaws as virtues simply because they're part of our identity. Goldsmith adds a 21st habit: goal obsession. While not inherently negative, goal obsession can distort our values and lead to many of the other 20 habits. When we become so fixated on achieving a goal, we can lose sight of the bigger picture, damaging relationships and even sabotaging our own success. The book then outlines a 7-step process for change, emphasizing that these are not complex skills to learn, but rather simple behaviors to implement, or more accurately, stop doing. It starts with feedback. Goldsmith highlights the challenges of receiving and giving feedback, particularly for successful people. He offers advice on soliciting feedback effectively, emphasizing the importance of confidentiality and the 4 commitments he asks of those providing feedback. Let go of the past, tell the truth, be supportive, and pick something to improve in themselves. He also explores other forms of feedback, including unsolicited feedback, those blindside moments, and observational feedback, paying attention to how people react to us. Next, apologizing. Goldsmith considers apologizing a magic move, a powerful gesture that erases past transgressions and sets the stage for change. He stresses the importance of keeping apologies simple and sincere. "I'm sorry, I'll try to do better." Nothing more. Then telling the world or advertising. He emphasizes the need to actively communicate our intentions to change, reminding people repeatedly that we're making an effort. This helps overcome the inertia of people's perceptions. He devotes a chapter to listening, highlighting the fact that it's not a passive activity, but rather a highly active process that requires thinking before speaking, listening with respect, and constantly asking ourselves, is it worth it? That last point is another important takeaway from the book. Before speaking, always ask yourself if what you're about to say is worth saying. It could save you and others a lot of grief. He emphasizes the importance of thanking, highlighting its power to create closure and diffuse potentially contentious situations. A simple thank you goes a long way. Following up is crucial. Goldsmith outlines his research on the importance of follow-up in achieving lasting change, showing that people who consistently follow up with their colleagues see dramatic improvements in their perceived effectiveness. Follow-up isn't about micromanaging others. It's showing people that you care, and you're serious about your efforts to change. Finally, feed forward, a powerful tool for soliciting future-oriented advice. In the final section, Goldsmith offers additional rules for change, particularly for those in leadership positions. He encourages leaders to be selective about who they coach, to avoid trying to change people who don't want to change, or are pursuing the wrong strategy, or simply shouldn't be in their job. He advises against the golden rule fallacy, managing people the way you want to be managed, and emphasizes the importance of adapting to the changing dynamics of free agent nation. So, what's the main takeaway from What Got You Here Won't Get You There? It's this: success can be a trap. The very habits that propelled us to a certain level can become our biggest obstacles to further growth. But these habits are not insurmountable. They're often simple behavioral tics that can be corrected with self-awareness, feedback, and a commitment to change. Here are a few easy-to-remember heuristics from the book. I'm sorry, I'll try to do better. The simplest, most effective apology. Use it liberally. Thank you. The most powerful diffuser of conflict. Say it often. Is it worth it? The question to ask before speaking. How can I do better? The only question to ask when soliciting feedback. What's in it for them? Natural law in action. Stop punishing the messenger and start thanking them. Stop clinging to the past. Leave it at the stream. You are not managing you. And finally, the best time to change is now. Don't wait for that mythical couple of weeks when things slow down. They won't. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.